Hey everyone, and welcome to this 15-minute booty burn with a band. We're gonna get right away into it. Take your legs, walk them into your elastic. Bring your elastic up just below your kneecaps. If of course you have different tensions and different choices, you wanna work out with one that gives you a little bit of an extra challenge, meaning a little bit more resistance is always beneficial because we're going into lower body. Take your feet, have them parallel, set with the toes spread out into the mat. Take your arms, let them rest. Right away, feel the shoulder width that you have on the floor. Head relaxes, hips right away in a neutral spine, making sure that through the hip bones you're feeling the abdominals start to connect as we breathe. Take an inhale. Rib cage expands, and exhale through your mouth. Abdominals contract. Keeping your neutral, you're not rolling into imprint, you're just breathing, filling up. And as you exhale, you're feeling your obliques connect, rib cage to hips. Keeping your neutral, take a deep breath in. And on your next exhale, I want you to press your legs, if you haven't already, into the resistance. Feel the width across your hips. Feet are mat width wide. Push through your feet, squeeze your glutes, lift that neutral pelvis up off the floor. Relax your shoulders a little bit more into the ground, feel heavy. Take a deep breath in, come down, tap, and exhale to lift. Lowering and lifting with control. Feeling that you're not rolling through your spine, but rather keeping the neutral through the abdominals, staying connected, obliques, transverse, and hips, working glutes, starting to take that activity of really squeezing. I always think of the word squeeze for butt work because I think of the butt getting super ugly at the top, like we are contracting, we are connecting. Deep breath in and exhale. Go 4 more. 3, 2. On your last one here, you're gonna hold your hips up. Keep your arms and shoulders relaxed. Lift your palms up if that helps you, or take your hands wider to the sides if need be. You're keeping your feet in a parallel, making sure that as you start to add a press here, you're not letting your hips lower, nor are you allowing your ankles to roll. You want to feel that your legs stop right where your knees are in alignment in the parallel with your ankles. They're not more in, they're not more out where you start to roll onto your feet. You're finding that stop and open, stop and open. This is all about targeting right up high into the glutes, right up high into these real stabilizers of muscle groups. Like up here is where you're helping train the control that you need when you're doing everyday activities like walking, or maybe when you're running and you're doing sports. Now you're gonna keep your legs pressing out 4 more reps right here, just working into that resistance. Exhale for 3, 2. On your last one, find that stop where the knees are in parallel. You're not pressing wider, keeping the pinky toes to the big toes spread out into the mat, shoulders relax even more. You're holding this lift right here, and all I'm gonna ask you to do is simply go with the left toes starting, lift them from the floor, flex your foot, lower down, switch sides, right and down. Small movement, not big. Working through the ankles, working through the arch, keeping the resistance held, keeping your hips off the mat. Rib cage closes, abdominals contract. How many muscles can you work right here while making the glutes turn on ferociously? We've got 1 more set of 4. Deep breath in, lift up, exhale down. Last set of 3, each foot. Last set of 2. Spreading the toes all the way down onto the mat. Take one more lift all the way up through the right foot, lower down. Take a deep breath in, lower, exhale, lift. Back to the first movement we did, lowering down. Deep breath in. We're lower and lifting for one more set of 6, 5, 4, last 3, last 2. Take a deep breath in, exhale, lift, small pulse to finish, tiny inch. Start thinking of how you can use your feet to ground more to get this lift to happen, making sure it's not coming from the back. You're not pushing up through your chest either. This is all about the glutes, squeezing, contracting, stretching out the fronts of the hip flexors as we lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, take a deep breath in. Arms and shoulders relax. Exhale, peel down one vertebrae at a time. Go slow. Feel your knees close all the way in. Give yourself a moment here just to let go. Inhale. And exhale. Again, deep breath in. And exhale through your mouth. You're going to walk your feet in closer towards you. Nod your chin towards your sternum. Lift up. Take your band and bring it just a little lower, right on tops and around the shins. Taking your feet, separating them hip width distance apart, not as wide as we started. Taking and making sure that the parallel is intact. Shoulders relaxed back and down. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, press the feet into the mat. Use your glutes, lifting all the way back up and off. Making sure you're not starting to pull the shoulders under, but rather keep that shoulder and clavicle width active. Arms could always be in cactus or to the side in a T position if you need for more support. From here, you're going to take a deep breath in and exhale. Start to go back into that lift. Articulating the toes, taking that flexion through the ankle, lift, lower, toes off the floor, flexing the heel into the ground. Feeling that as you're doing this movement, your hips aren't shifting down or up, they're staying completely still right here on this plane. Lift and lower, up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2. Take a deep breath and exhale. Weight into the right foot. You're going to make sure that you have the weight into the right foot. This one's definitely a little bit funky because you start first flexing through that left heel. Start to pulse up, tiny inch. Hips lifting at the same ratio. Contracting the glutes, making sure the inner thighs aren't starting to close together. You're keeping that presence through your band. Lifting for one more 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the top right here. Weight is in that right leg for a reason. You lift the left leg up and small lift. We're not here long. The challenge is to keep the hips lifted on the same positioning of parallel, same height, making sure that nothing is starting to lower before the other. Doesn't have to be high. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, taking that left foot down, transfer the weight. Lift your hips up, take a deep breath in, shoulders relax. Exhale, feet in the floor, starting to go back into that alternating heel press, toes lifting, flexing the foot. Targeting the weight right away to establish the same center that you just had. Lift and flex, deep breath in and exhale, go for 8, 7, 6, Feeling where the hamstrings are working with the glutes. You're going to take a deep breath in and exhale, finishing right here. Weight into the left toes and heel. Flex that right foot and give me a small lift up. Making sure the abs are working at the top. The abs are working to contract those hip bones with the rib cage closing to support the lower back. Don't let the lower back stay arched for anything. We're pressing through the right heel as well. For this moment of stability, we've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, psych yourself up. We're going to take a deep breath and exhale, hold. The weight is in the left foot. Your hips don't have to be high, but as that right leg lifts up, you're taking that small pulse, trying to keep the hips as stable as possible. You could always modify if you needed a bit more support from your upper body, but this is not about height. This is about press control and contraction. Final 10, 9, 8, 7. Don't worry if the band starts to slip. You're keeping the tension where it is. Final set of 4. Last set of 3, 2. Take a deep breath and hold it, taking the foot all the way down. First, establish your center. Feel your feet in the mat, shoulders relaxed. Take an inhale and exhale. Roll down one vertebrae at a time, softening through your tailbone. Right away from here, let the knees relax. Nod your chin to chest, take your band, bring it all the way towards your ankles, finishing with your legs up. Light little bit of lower back release. Flex the feet, press your legs all the way out. Find right away that parallel, shoulders down, legs as stretched as possible as we press out for 1, 2, 3, stay, stay, stay. 1, 2, and 3, stay, stay, stay. 1, 2, 3. Feeling the outer hips right here, abductors working hard, outer thighs lengthening, calves getting a bit of a stretch as we flex the feet, pushing those heels up. Control what you might have as natural tension if the rib cage starts to pop up. Think of how you can connect the lower abdominals more. If you start to feel shoulder tension, maybe the hands open up towards the ceiling. Press out. 2, 3, stay, 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 out. 2, and stay, 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 stay. We're finding the edge, tapping into that burn where the tension is not letting go. You are holding that contraction. You're just getting from a place where maybe it's 50% energy, all of a sudden into 100% as you hold. Play with the nuances. Maybe you let go less. Maybe you're playing in that 80 range as you press and pulse, full 100 as you go out. The less you let go, the more you go into that deep hold and contraction, isometrically targeting right here the abductors, the more you are going to feel the burn. So of course you can always back off if you need. We're stretching through the legs. It's a lot of work in elongation. You're going to feel maybe the shins, maybe the fronts of your quads up to hip flexors, possibly all the way through that posterior chain. There's a lot happening that's not obvious to the eye, especially in Pilates movements like these ones. You've got 4 more reps. We press out 3 and 2 and hold. Flex hard. Deep breath in. 2, exhale 3, stay, stay. 2 more, press. 2 and 3, hold less time, press. 2, take a deep breath in, exhale, stay, and softly bend. Bend all the way off, taking the right foot down and starting first with the left ankle, flexing the left foot over top of your right quad, thread the needle. You can relax that right foot down if it feels good, or hold it up flexed so that you get a little bit more feedback from the stretch. Making sure the left foot is flexed so the thigh can open up and maybe even pressing gently with that left hand. Take a deep breath in, switching, taking the right foot all the way up, targeting the same isolation in the hip, but maybe going differently if you need to. Play around. Sometimes we are tighter, sometimes we have more flexibility. You might be in this thread the needle where you want to lift your head, where you want to push your elbow against the quad, where you maybe want to use your hands slightly and softly to guide that rotation outwards. Play around. Take a deep breath in to stay, and exhale. Finish with your knees all the way in through center, hands wrapped around your shins. Nice little lower back stretch. Whenever you're ready, you can roll on up, give yourself some water. Thank you so much for joining me for this lower body, glute-focused band burn. I look forward to seeing you on the mat for your next Burn Pilates class. Thank you again so much for joining. I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. If you haven't clicked subscribe yet, subscribe to Burn Pilates and join us weekly for your customized Pilates practice with choice.